The core concepts of Catholic social teaching are human dignity, common ground, justice, and peace. And so when we look at human dignity, we look at God has created us in His image and loves us. So God does not create junk. So therefore, all the people that we meet too have been created by God. And so there is a deep respect, not just for myself, but for others. Common ground. Common ground takes me into the community. It asks all those things that are human rights. And we think about human rights from our preamble to be life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. But in essence, the human rights entails much more because we are born here on this earth. So, food, shelter, and clothing are a given. Then there is justice. And justice is probably the hardest part of the social teaching because it means to take a look at your community, it means to take a look at the world and ask that very question of the injustices that are done and to take a stand on it. So we pray about it, we study it, and we act on it. The last is peace, and peace begins with inner peace. So we always make sure that I am peaceful. I want to be a peaceful person. And so I want to know how I can be that peaceful person and then be able to project that out to my family and to my community and to my workplace. At the university level, it's probably the very first time that anybody ever looks at the social teachings of the church. So I think it's important because some of our students may not have had that background and are coming here now to a Catholic university. I'd like them to be able to know that when we talk about human dignity, that they know where it's coming from and why it's there. The same thing with the common good. I want them to be able to go out as they graduate from here and be able to say, I'm worth it, I'm worth the job, when I go out to interview, but at the same time that everybody else who is in the workplace with you is also worth it. And it's, again, not what you do, but who you are.
There are a number of ways that we promote Catholic social teaching at Benedictine University. One of the main ways we do in campus ministry is with our Catholic Relief Service ambassadors, CRS ambassadors. They work strictly for justice and being advocates for the poor through letter writing campaigns, through fair trade initiatives. All of these are ways that we live out our faith. Catholic social teaching is important within the Catholic tradition because it speaks to caring for those in need, feeding the hungry, caring for those who are lonely, whatever it might be. That is the essence of Catholic social teaching. We go on service trips, we serve in local food pantries here in the area, and we also live out what Dorothy Day calls us to, who was an oblate of St. Procopius Abbey, which is to change systems of injustice. Social justice is purely about changing systems, and we work very hard to make sure all that are cared for in the community.
We promote social Catholic teaching in various ways. On campus, we do several events that are geared in the way of Catholic social teaching. For example, the Center for Civic Leadership puts on various speakers throughout the year, and those issues are related to Catholic social teaching. We also have the Faith and Reason Symposium. We've been doing that for 10 years, where we take issues, contemporary issues, whether it's climate change or violence in the family, these various issues, and we tie them together, faith, science, within an umbrella of Catholic social teaching.